Um, it's just too funny, man. Too fucking funny. Too fucking funny. He's obsessed. I'm
Love
very excited to go in DC on the 19th. I might be going alone, but hey, at the end of the day, if I go alone,
Hey,
I go alone. It is what it is.
we ride. We ride. It's for the Arsenal.
We ride. It's for the Arsenal. Uh, we still need to try to get a London trip next year. That should be our goal. One game next season.
Oh,
Also,
I
I
don't
was
know.
talking.
Nick might be done with international travel, bro.
Give me at least a year, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
Nikki. Yeah,
my
that's a good
God.
point. I guess we'll just go right into it. Hey, I mean, let's just chop it up tonight.
I like that.
Let's just
I
chop
like
it up.
your eyes are
Welcome,
Rube glistening already.
episode 8, episode
Oh,
7, episode 7.5. We have an episode we haven't released yet. We might release it as a blooper episode, maybe, just because it was a funny episode of us
Oh,
three.
you
But
know what? Yeah, that's the episode where we're all just laughing the whole time.
yeah,
That's a
so it's a
good one.
blooper
Yeah,
yeah.
episode.
that's a
It's a
good
blooper
start.
episode.
I like
So
that
I'll
episode.
probably add it after we release this or before. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You could
But
just release a like 2 minute long clip of us just like
yeah,
not
of
being able
just
to start the
dying, of
podcast.
crying, laughing. Yeah. So episode 7.5, we're here. Ryan is a baby back bitch. He is needed sleep, so he decided to go to bed because he's jet lagged. But the boys stayed up. It's currently 1 a.m. for me, but I'm for the boys. I'm always for the boys. Kevin's got to be up in like 6 hours, so hey, it is what it is. What it is. I guess we'll start with Nick. Um, big international 12 days. One thing I want to shoot your way, and let's talk
Yeah.
about this for a second. And I think this is an important topic, and I'm just
All
gonna go
right.
right into it. European culture is really different. Now, do you think it's different enough, Nikki, to where it's noticeable how bad some of our culture is, or is it more so how good their culture is? Because I know you didn't necessarily like it, but a lot of people rave about European culture, and it's just more organized and more whatever. Like, I don't know. What did you feel like when you were out
What do you
there?
mean specifically like European culture? Like what aspects of it specifically? I'm
Like,
just trying to understand what your
h-
point.
like I don't even know. Like, like how the city felt, how shops felt, like how the interactions with people were. Like, did you notice
Yeah.
a
Did you feel
difference?
safe?
Did
Okay.
okay, let's
Yeah.
start with that. Let's start with that though, because that's important. Did you feel safe? If you could just like
Because I
just
know damn well I go walk in New York City. I do not feel safe.
exactly. So that presents me a point, Nikki. That's part of the culture argument.
Yeah.
Did you have that sense of fear ever at night in Switzerland or in Denmark?
No, not at all. I thought it was dope. Copenhagen seems super safe. Like people just do their thing. Like when we the night we got there, me and Ryan, we were like driving just in the Uber, and like we saw hella people out, and it was like 11:30, and there's people just walking the streets like chilling and stuff. It also gets dark super late in the summers there. So like it was like 10:30 and it wasn't even dark yet. So people were out, but felt super safe in both countries. Um, yeah, I mean the culture differences, like it's pretty drastic. I think the one thing too is like just public transportation in European countries, at least most of them, the ones that I've been to, is just so much far superior than US
Agreed.
cities.
Agreed.
Um,
Agreed.
yeah. Man, Copenhagen women. Oh boy, I wish Ryan. I don't want to get that boy in trouble, but man,
We won't go that route. We won't go that route. But the route I will go, I
yeah,
will say is I've been hand up for all the listeners out there. I've been to Copenhagen. We won't go into the reasons of why I went to Copenhagen per se. I was in Copenhagen and
uh,
I noticed that. But I also noticed, and Kevin, let me just say this before you react. The dudes are really hot there as well. As well, as well. And when I say that, let me preface that they're just really good looking people. Dead ass, really good
I
looking
respect
people.
it.
Nikki also felt like a little shrimp because
yeah,
they're big
bro.
ass people over there, bruh. Denmark's one of the
Oh yeah.
biggest. Denmark's one of the tallest countries or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys
I
would
don't
be
know if
fine.
that's
You
true,
guys would
but
fit in perfectly there, both of
yeah,
you.
like see me and Kevin would, but like
But no, I look like a tourist because I'm just
yeah,
short,
yeah. But
just like a little baby walking around.
but did you like the look of like the coffee shops and the restaurants? Like, did you like that like vibe that you were getting in Copenhagen with like all those shops and those
Yeah,
restaurants? Like, was that your alley? Was that down your alley? Like you fuck with that like type of culture or that type of
yeah,
look and stuff?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's one thing specifically. I think that's a good point. Like the difference in culture. Like, I think just not the lack of emphasis on work, but just like, or maybe the more emphasis on like well-being and like living balance, work-life balance and stuff. Like
Yeah,
in Europe specifically, obviously, because like, like, I mean, you see in France, like France is crazy right now because they're protesting over like retirement
over
age,
the retirement age. Yeah,
which
yeah.
like in the US, bro, like they could say whatever. We'd just be like, all right, we'll just keep working. Like, so yeah, like specifically like cafes and stuff, like people really just sit out and like no one rushes you. Like, you know how like servers in the US, like you'll be done with your meal, they'll take your shit and give you a check. Like you
Yeah.
really gotta ask for a check over there because they'll really just let you just chill and like talk. Cause I think people just chill and talk like for fucking
Okay.
hours.
Okay. 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 Now with what you just said, I'm gonna pair it with something else.
Okay.
Do you feel like with that, like, do you feel like it's slower? Would you describe it as slower over there? And I don't mean that in any connotation, negative or positive. Do you
Mhm.
just feel like it's slower?
Kev gotta stop laughing, bro.
Can
Kev
Kevin
gotta
even
stop
hear us?
laughing.
Can Kevin even hear us?
Yeah, he cares.
Yeah, my headset died.
Oh, are you gonna use your headset or no?
No, it died, sir.
Oh,
When
no.
do you want?
No, I know. I'm just saying, are you gonna charge it?
Yes.
Okay,
Question been
I was just curious. I was just
Jim is
curious.
just grilling with the questions.
I was just
Mike.
curious. I was just curious. But would you describe it as slower, Nikki? And I just mean that in no negative or positive
No,
connotation.
yeah. Definitely. Like definitely slower, just like maybe just more chill. I mean, Denmark and Switzerland was pretty touristy, but Denmark, I didn't feel like Copenhagen was touristy at all. I felt like it was pretty just like
Same,
people working, people doing their thing. There's like universities around, so there's like college kids
same.
around.
Yeah.
Um, but Switzerland's pretty touristy, so I feel like that was kind of chaotic. And then we did have like a 6 hour trip in Lisbon on our layover when me and Ryan went into like the downtown area of Lisbon, and that was
Did you
pretty
eat there?
packed. Yeah, we just ate and then we like saw a couple views. It was pretty chill.
Do people speak English in Lisbon?
Yeah, for the most part, I feel like that's pretty crazy that actually that English is I feel like spoken in so many European countries. Also, you know what makes me feel like a little bitch is like I don't speak any other languages. People just like
Yeah.
they like just cycle through
That
like
sucks for you. That sucks for you. I don't gotta deal with that, but that sucks for you.
you speak multiple languages? You really feel
I'm
confident speaking Spanish like
I'm
that?
bilingual. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
bilingual.
Okay. Would I be like, granted, let me preface. Will I be like, oh, unbelievably fluent in blah 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 blah? Not necessarily. I could easily help us navigate through a major P1 issue, like a priority issue. Like if
Shem,
I
why
needed to get us
like
navigated.
the cartel's got a gun to your head? Are you speaking Spanish
Yeah,
fluently?
I mean,
They
yeah,
drop you in Guadalajara. Are
yeah.
you getting out of that situation? Can you
I
talk
think
your way out of it?
I think I could. I think I could.
I don't know, man.
I
Shem's
don't
calling.
get as much practice. I don't get as much practice as I used to, Nikki. I don't get as much
Okay.
practice as I used to, which I will say.
Uh-huh.
But when I get in the zone, I think I'd be chilling. I think I'd be chilling.
Okay, I respect it.
I'm not saying that with 100% confidence if I'm being honest,
Mhm.
but I'd be decent. I'd be decent. You don't
Yeah.
have shit though. You don't have shit though.
Fuck you. I don't. I understand like a few Chinese sayings or
That
Mandarin
ain't getting you
sayings.
shit. That ain't getting you shit. But yeah, that's cool though.
Dick.
Us can do that in Lisbon.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck Adam. Adam, well, no, because they speak Portuguese in Lisbon and shit like that. I guess it's pretty similar to Spanish though, but
They probably speak Spanish too, I would assume. Probably both.
generalization.
True, good
Be
point.
careful with that shit.
Yep. I don't know, I don't want to get canceled.
I'm just kidding.
But
You're so deep. You're so
what
deep
was I
in
gonna
that,
no
buddy. It's
no no
crazy.
no.
You're like
I'm
you're like,
not.
like at least an hour and a half
I'm
in.
not
You can
because
always tell how
yeah.
far in you are by how glossy your eyes look.
Oh,
Right,
you
Kevin?
guys
I'm
are
literally not.
glossing tonight.
Literally
When those
not.
puppies are going back and forth, I mean, my God.
Um I'm literally
Oh,
not though. I'm literally not though. That's the
More
funny part.
questions you ask too. I think that gives a time frame.
yeah, Kev's on it. It's noticeable. It's noticeable. Appreciate the questions though. Yeah, Europe was fun. I'm glad to be back though. I'm a homebody, so I really wanted to just come home and just chill and play MLB and relax.
You
Uh,
pick up any cool souvenirs for yourself or family members?
yeah, we went to the Carhartt Work in Progress store in Copenhagen.
Okay.
And Ryan copped some stuff. I copped some stuff. Felt good about it. Good souvenirs. And then I got my mom and dad some good souvenirs.
Oh, I know your credit card took a beating. I know it.
Oh no, I was on the plane after, and I like had a little like journal, and I was journaling all my purchases because I took screenshots of my bank statements, and total spent including flight and hotels and all that shit is around like 4,500, bro.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's not terrible.
it hurts looking at it though.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, well, how late did you book it though?
We booked it a long time ago. Like the flight itself was not that bad. It was like 1,300. I think it was more just hotel and then like
Now,
food.
did you debit all that?
Oh God, no, that's just on the
Okay, yeah,
CC.
that's on the CC. Okay, I'm
Go
just
sell
making sure.
some stock and finish that
Kevin,
off.
Kevin throws a few things on the CC as well. He's a victim of the old CC like we all are. But hey, hey, first one on the pod. Let's congratulate Kev on the new place. Kev on the new place. There we go.
Let's go, Kev.
Everybody,
Let's go, man.
we'll leak Kevin's address. Just kidding. Well, everyone who listens to this probably will be there at some point.
Wanna
But
come to my place, just drive right off the freeway.
yeah, Kevin's also gonna have to be a literal mouse where he's gonna set up he's setting up his Xbox right next to their bed. So we might need to figure out a better place for Kevin.
Whispering on the mic.
We're gonna have to figure out, Kevin. There's no way you could put it there, dude.
That's the only place it can go.
What about like downstairs somewhere?
You could use like room dividers and stuff too, like like how they do like the Japanese. Like,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll get a room
shit like
divider,
that.
or
Yeah.
just go in the closet.
I feel like that'll just help with the noise.
The
The closet's crazy.
If you have a walk-in closet, no, but she won't let you put that shit in there. She won't let you put that shit in there. But
It's mad exciting though. Congrats.
yeah, mad exciting. He'll be really close to Krispy Kreme. I know that's random, but that'd be fun to go to Krispy Kreme.
Are you right next to the near the In and
I'm
Out?
dangerously close to In-N-Out. It's like dangerous.
Shout out to
I
Mike
think he-
Bickford.
I
He
think
will
it's
hook it
near.
up for you, Kev.
I think it's near that exit, bruh, that we take when we
Oh, really?
leave.
Yeah,
When we
yeah.
leave from Krispy Kreme to go home.
Off
Hickey
Hickey.
Boulevard.
Okay. Well,
No idea.
Adam has no idea.
no. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Nikki, by the way, you and I, we need to plan a trip home together,
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'll get
down.
us a hotel because I got points.
Yeah. When are you thinking? Like do you want to do end of August when we do that football draft, or you want to go?
Yeah,
sooner?
we could probably do end of August when we do that football draft, and I can come home and then we can see Kevin.
Come stay in my
And-
place. You guys can share the sleeper sofa.
I'm down.
We'll share the sleeper sofa. Stay with Kevin.
Down.
We can do an in-person impromptu pod
Would love that.
on mushrooms.
I think random. I think Rye will be home as well because he got 2 months. Well, actually, fuck.
Yeah, well, I got beef with him, so we'll figure that out later. But no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we can figure that out.
Love that.
All right. Good pod.
Side note. I'm thinking about getting Nike Air Max 1. Just like
Okay.
Nike Air Max 1s, would that be a good shoe, you think?
I gotta see like a picture.
I'm so lost with the.
Like these, Nikki, these. I'll share my screen, Nikki.
Okay.
These.
That's a
Right here,
very
bruh.
good shoe.
They're solid.
I like those.
I bet.
Like your
I like
idea.
that you message yourself on Slack to keep your notes. I do that too.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
that too. Because otherwise I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
I like those.
No, but yeah, I mean, hey, look. It is what it is.
Sports.
Well, so we can get into a little bit of sports. We're just talking life on this pod right now. You know what I mean? We're talking life right now.
Strict life podcast.
Now we'll sprinkle some sports in real quick. There's really not much going on. We'll brief it. 60-second debrief. College
I feel
World
like there's so
Series.
much going on.
There's a lot going on.
No.
Yeah, off-season stuff. Draft.
Boo boo. Oh
We
my
didn't even talk
goodness.
about the Nuggets winning the finals.
Well,
Nuggets won the finals. Hooray. We knew they were gonna do it.
We talked about Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal to the Suns. Kyrie's about to talk with the Suns starting tomorrow night. It could be Kyrie, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. That's a literal all-star team. That's a potential squad
And
next
Ayton.
year. And
I
DeAndre
won't do
Ayton.
that.
Chris Paul.
We have the Warriors have Chris
How you
Paul.
feeling about CP3. Let's break that down a little bit.
The Warriors have Chris Paul. We all fucking hate it. We still hate it. Hasn't grown on any of us except for maybe Nikki.
I feel like it's grown on
And
me a little bit, but I think the trade
Grown on me
itself
as well.
is
we got
tough.
rid of JP. Nikki, that's your guy. Salute.
Just absolutely obliterated in the trade.
RIP JP3, Nick. He had a good career with the Dubs.
He's gonna hoop in Washington.
He's gonna
bro.
literally not give a fuck. He's like, I'm getting paid, and I
He's
can
gonna
just
average like 30, bro, on the most inefficient shooting ever.
literally, dude.
Maybe you should make it out to some Wizards games. They might
Hey,
be.
fuck the
I would
courtside
rather
section.
watch a young Wizards team than a Bradley Beal led Wizards team. So
Facts.
Nick, you on after this, by the way?
yeah, Adam just everywhere.
Sorry, I was touching Nick's feet. That's the only reason I thought of that.
I was gonna say with the CP3 thing, like the reason it's grown on me is obviously like veteran leadership, and if he starts and just is able to find guys, get guys good looks and stuff like that, but also just the fact that it's a salary dump after this year, and there's a bunch of good free agents next year, is what it sounds like. Putting into play, like, dude, I mean, with the amount of teams that blow it up every summer, like, I feel like it's always good to have some cap space,
Okay,
basically.
okay.
Like
Do you
that's
think?
interesting. Like if we lose Chris Paul next year and then say Paul George gets traded or like they blow up the Clippers and Kawhi is a free agent, like let's fucking sign Kawhi. Some shit like that. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Something I'm just trying to dream, trying to make it happen or try to make it a happier situation because the trade itself is like rough to look at.
Yeah.
And then it sounds like we had to dump the Patrick Baldwin thing because it saved us luxury tax to just
Yeah.
draft the other kid that we got
I
late in the
thought he
second
could have
round.
played this year.
Yeah.
I hate that we got rid of Patrick Baldwin Jr.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be a bucket.
Nico Manion's back.
Oh yeah, I saw that. They extended a qualifying. He's on a two-way, right? Him and Lester.
Yeah, so he's gonna be. So does that mean he's gone from Italy? He's out of Italy and back in our
I think
league full
so.
time? Full time?
I would love to see his Italy stats. I wonder what he did over there.
I follow him on Instagram, so I was like peeping real quick, and he looked like he was hooping, but I don't know. So it's hard to tell. Um, yeah. What else in the NBA?
Harden requested another trade.
James Harden requested a trade. He'll probably be, if I had to guess, I think he's gonna pick the Clippers.
They said Clippers or Knicks.
Knicks would be hard. That'd be fucking sick. That would be sick.
I'm trying to like, what would
What
if he
is-
goes to the Knicks? Is he their primary playmaker? Or is he gonna try to score again like that?
If he's a
Or I guess
playmaker,
you have Randall and Brunson
Who would the Knicks even trade?
yeah, who would they
That's a
even
good
give
point.
him? Like they'd have to give up.
quickly.
The Knicks don't want Randall. I mean the Philly.
Yeah.
Good.
I guess I don't know how the money works, but like, I mean, they have some sort of assets like
Does
quickly.
Philly want quickly though?
Obi Toppin.
Oh yeah, it would be quickly.
Who else? Quentin Grimes, I feel like was decent for them. I guess picks. They had all their picks, right? They haven't made any other big trades, so
I feel like the Warriors could have made a move if
for Harden.
if this came like a week later.
Oh fuck.
Like
I would have
what
felt
would
way
be
better
some
about
move
that.
to get Harden in that situation. Pool, obviously all those players and
Mhm.
picks. Do you think that's enough? Would that get it done?
To get Harden,
And Kuminga as well.
I think it would probably have to be Kuminga as well, or more picks because we give up what, like one pick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. mhm, mhm. How about the draft though? Feeling real good about the draft.
Draft. We got
for
this
Portland,
Polish. We got the
specifically.
Polish kid.
Oh, we're talking about yeah, yeah. Is he
Charles
Polish? The one from Santa Clara?
I thought it was.
I don't know. Yeah, like
I don't
Warriors.
know.
Nick, what are your thoughts just like as a general Portland fan? Like you have zero like idea like what direction this franchise is gonna go. You drafted third overall, but Dame still hasn't made his mind up if he wants to stay. He says he's gonna wait a little bit. Think about it.
It's so confusing. I'm fully on board with the fact that I think they should trade Dame and just like capitalize. I actually think most Portland fans, Trailblazer fans, are like on that thing as well. Just because it's like Dame doesn't owe the city anything. Like he doesn't. He has been here long enough. I hate that the argument is that like, because I hate to put it on him and be like, oh, like he needs to make a decision on if he wants to stay or not. Because it's clear that he doesn't want to be the one to break it up. It's like a bad breakup, bro. It's so toxic and you want to break up with each other, but you're afraid of like the outcome of how it will go down. And that's what I feel like that's what it feels like to me. Like one side needs to be like, okay, like let's move Dame, or Dame should be like, yeah, I'm trying to leave now. But
I just want to
Scoot,
see Dame
man,
like a
come on.
true superstar. Like he's never played with a true superstar, like ever.
It's true. That's true.
CJ
Just
True.
like some elite role players,
that's
if
it.
you call them role players, CJ and Aldridge back in the day, and I don't know. I don't know who else I'm calling an elite role player that he's played with. Nurkic? God.
But yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to think draft. Not much with NFL, MLB.
How are we feeling about Brandon Miller to the Hornets though? That's a super interesting pick.
I think it'll be cool. I think it's gonna
I'm
work
still not
out.
sold on him. I don't know if I feel like maybe the gun thing is just clouding my judgment, but like I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Probably. He's a really good player, bro. He's a really good player. I think he pairs with Melo very well. Very, very well.
I saw that everyone was pissed in that Hornets stadium though when they took
Oh,
Yeah,
Brandon Miller over Scoot.
not a good look. That's not a good look.
I
I
mean,
think he's
Shane,
fine. I think it's just that Scoot's upside is like way
yeah,
higher.
But would Scoot and Melo really have worked together though?
I mean,
no,
Melo's like 6'8", so I feel like why couldn't you just play him at the 2? But
I think Brandon Miller was a better fit for their team. But
mhm.
yeah,
I think he is too. I
that's-
think he is too. Yeah, I think he is too.
I don't know. Charlotte has no idea what they're doing anyway, so
Charlotte has no idea what they're doing. MJ's out of there.
Look,
MJ's out of there. He like quadrupled his money. Uh, yeah, it's
We're
crazy.
bringing Miles Bridges back.
Bring Miles Bridges back, dude. Jesus Lord, Mother of Mary.
I'm surprised they took Brandon Miller because that team has been like the most arrested team. Like they've been having like the most legal issues. They drafted a guy who was involved in a potential murder case.
they're just staying on theme, Kev.
They're staying on brand. On brand.
I like it. Just fully go with it. Will Wembanyama have the best rookie season that we've seen in the last 15 years?
I don't think so,
No.
but I don't think so. A lot of people are saying Chet's gonna come up and be sneaky good. Sneaky good.
Chet
People are
Holmgren,
saying
man.
Chet for rookie of the year.
I'm gonna bet on Chet. Future rookie of the year.
Meaning for a whole year. It's like Blake Griffin when he came back.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on Chet rookie of the year. I have a weird feeling. Hot take.
Okay.
That
Hot
guy's
take.
crazy. Nick's not a fan of Chet. Sure.
Not
Nick's not a fan of Chet, but Nicky, are you even a fan of Wemby?
I mean, yeah, I think he'll be good. I don't know though. I saw that little 2-minute clip of him in what is it, the AT&T Center? Is that what they call it in San Antonio? And he's just bricking, getting his first shots up. Have you guys seen that video?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just bricking.
They had to pan away after a while.
So funny.
What do you think is the hype about him though? Because like we're not really seeing anything different from like Bol. Like what makes him different than Bol or like a Porzingis or someone, you know?
I mean, I feel like okay, he's definitely a better shooter than Bol, but not Porzingis. Porzingis is a pretty damn good shooter. I guess it's just the upside and like that he I feel like part of it too is that it's like the Europe thing. It's like they keep saying that all these kids who grew up in Europe and played in Europe like come over better polished because they played with adults longer. And I feel like that's part of the hype too. It's like, oh shit, like, Luca, but he's 7'5" type shit. But I don't know. I still think he's gonna just put up a ton of numbers. I don't know if they're gonna win games
I
in
like
the
the
next 3
situation
years,
he's
but
in.
yeah,
And the Spurs is a good fit.
yeah.
Man, if he landed in Charlotte, who knows,
Ooh.
man.
Now Adam Silver was not gonna let that happen. No, sir.
Or Detroit. Oh man.
Oh,
Detroit
God,
or Houston, even too. I feel like that would not have worked.
Yeah.
Yada, 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 yada. Yeah.
No faith in Houston.
How about those San Francisco Giants?
Hey man, I just want to say that I'm never gonna go back and watch any of our podcasts after this, just after only when we're like about to release it, because man, our takes and
Bad.
not just one person, all of
Bad.
our takes are
Bad.
they get tough at times.
I'm looking real stupid right now. I was big on the Giants hate train in the preseason. Big on the Giants hate train. Just being
I
an
think we
honest
all
fan.
were.
Just being an honest fan. I even have a $500 bet with Noah that the Giants are going to be under 500 by the end
Ooh,
of the season. So
what are they 8 games over right now?
yeah. So Kevin, thoughts on us holding this up throughout the All-Star break and after the All-Star break? Will we stay at this high of a level, and do we have a chance at the wild card?
So we're definitely in the play for the wild card. I feel like the team's in an interesting position. Like, other than the Braves, we've been like right there as the best team in baseball over the last 2 months.
Yeah.
But like, you can't sustain that throughout the year. Like, we've been the best team in baseball, and we're still only nine after losing today, 9 games over 500. We're not
Yeah.
Dead
even
ass.
in the division.
Dead ass.
We're gonna have to keep playing super well. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the Rooks are like starting to slump a little bit. I mean, Bailey's still destroying, but like obviously like
Bailey's such a beast.
You know who I'm getting real fed up. I'm getting real fed up with Sable. Real fed up with Sable real
Did you
quick.
see
Not
his
like
steal
him.
attempt today?
Yeah, steal.
I saw
Or
the
no,
steal
he got
attempt today, and then the base running error
Oh,
yesterday
that
or
was bad.
yesterday or
2
2
days ago,
days
I think.
ago.
Yeah.
Awful, where he's putting his head down like he's a fucking second grader. But yeah, I don't know. We're in an interesting spot.
I've just been harping on it all year. It's like I just did not want us to be in this exact position we're at.
Exactly. We're right in the
Kevin,
middle
you
of the
predicted that. Like, so that's the
Kevin
one thing you
did.
did get right.
He did, like right in the middle of the pack.
And we're gonna be buyers.
We're for sure gonna make it. They're for sure gonna make a trade for a starting pitcher. Absolutely.
Arlen here in the Heat. Like, he's gonna try and make a move.
I've been watching a lot of podcasts on the topic of the Giants. I've been watching a lot of podcasts, and I've been hearing a lot about how we are a top 3 target for Shohei Ohtani. Let's talk about that really quick. Shohei Ohtani is going to have at least 7 to 8 teams interested in him, I would say. Like that'll be
I think
pretty serious.
every single team is interested.
Well, but the ones that can realistically, come on, Kevin, he's not going to the Royals. Like the teams that can realistically,
They might make their first move.
who?
Brooklyn Days.
I don't
Imagine.
know
Imagine.
if they pulled him to go to Vegas
That
in
would
their first
be-
More
year.
money than I think their entire payroll is ever made for the entire organization, like of all.
Yeah. So that brings up another topic. A lot of people were talking about, so he would be the first ever $500 million player. But does it get into the 600s? I think it does. I think he
break it down on Twitter today. Like, as a hitter, he's like a $380 million hitter, and as like a pitcher, he's like a 250. It's like,
yeah,
Jesus.
he's easily, everyone's saying like he could be the first $500 million player. I think he's gonna skip that. I think someone's gonna give him 600 million for like 12 years. Even maybe even 600 million over 10 years. He could be 60 million a year player. That's
crazy, knowing that he's not going to be this good of a pitcher. And
so that's a good point Kevin's always brought up, but you could put this on TikTok as a hot take. I think he's already the best baseball player that's ever played the game. Me and Kevin have had this conversation. He said, I don't think so yet, but I think he definitely has a potential. I think Nikki said the same.
Yeah.
Trust me, I get it. Hot take. I understand.
It's gonna last a long time.
I understand. Kevin's on the side of he doesn't think his pitching will hold up, which I agree. I agree it can't last for that long, but I think he has 4 to 5 more good pitching and hitting years. 4 to 5. Do you agree, yes or no?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
There's guys that do it like Scherzer and Verlander. Like, they pitch, they're old as shit and they're still dominating.
Yeah, they're like 40. Imagine Shohei pitching for, what is he, 28? 12 more years? Are you kidding me?
That'd be absurd.
And the worst part about it is he's so good. Most players don't last those whole 12-year contracts. They like fizzle or they get traded or whatever. He could legitimately be that good for 12 years straight. Like he's just really that good. And yeah, I don't know. It's some people said the Red Sox are a potential one. They have Yoshida there, so I don't know. Asian to Asian, like that's like the Japanese teammate. That's sick. You know what I mean? But
They're saying getting Utah
Yuta
Watanabe.
Watanabe on the Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some sort of
So-
connection.
Exactly. So, yeah, do you guys think he gets 600 million? Do you think he skips 5 and goes to 600 million?
It's gonna be a bidding war, so I think he's gonna get the 600. How much did Judge get?
Or yeah, Kevin, look it up for us, bud. Thanks, pal. What was I gonna say? If you guys are watching on YouTube, you would see Nicky's dumbass face.
9
Right?
years, 360.
It's a lot of money.
So what is that? 40 a year?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
40 a year, right?
Sure.
Kevin, can you confirm, please?
I thought you were the genius here.
Is it? I think that's 40 a year. Can you correct me?
That is 40 a year, sir.
Okay, so he's on 40 a year, and he's the highest. Is he currently the highest, or is Mookie still higher than Judge was? Has anyone been a $400 million player so far?
Trout, right?
Yeah, Trout is, right? 430. Didn't he get like 430 for 14 or some shit?
He signed 12 years, 426. So
Okay.
that's,
Damn.
What
that's
about
the-
Mookie? What about Mookie? What about Mookie?
Okay.
Okay.
12, 365.
Any
So
other
Trout's like
big?
the gold standard right now for the contract.
Okay, so
but
426 is the highest. I think, yeah. He's like 2 Mike Trouts in one. Like it's like, and he throws 100 miles an hour. Like it's absurd.
well, hopefully he's in a Giants uniform because if
Hopefully
he's
he's
in,
in
it will
Oh,
stop.
oh, oh. if he's wait, did I say if he's in a Giants uniform, do I even watch baseball for 10 years? Like, why would I watch NL West baseball? When
He's in
Shohei
a
Ohtani-
Giants uniform or
If he's in a
Dodgers?
Dodgers?
No, if he's on a Dodger uniform,
No. Yeah.
him, Mookie Betts, like shit,
The
they might as well.
Dodgers were too quiet this offseason. It's just scary hours. I feel
Hey,
like they were just gearing up knowing Otani's going to be on the market.
Bring Mike Trout over, why don't we? Dodgers is like absurd. So the Mets will also be a big factor because they have a shit ton of money. Steve Cohen will throw $1
Thank
billion.
God they're sucking this year because I feel like that's starting to like put them out of the running.
Steve Cohen's like would throw a fucking $1 billion at him. But
Bro, they're like the Mets are like 8 games under 500.
dude, yeah, they're really underperforming. They've been the most underwhelming
They
team.
just
I
got
think.
swept by the Brewers.
Two teams like dark horse teams for him, like the Mets and the Cardinals, are like just being awful this year and just ruining
Oh.
their pitch for Otani.
A lot of people are not happy with the NL West All Stars.
The NL West or just the NL All Stars?
NL, sorry, NL.
I think I don't understand why they can't flex players into different spots. There's no reason Orlando Arcia should be the starting shortstop.
So
Look
stupid.
at his numbers. The only good numbers he has, or stat he has, is that he's hitting 300.
Well, he
Yeah.
got voted, right? These are all votes.
Yeah, I think it was all fan vote for the
I
starters.
don't know why he's such a big fan. Like, can you tell me one?
I think it's just
That was just-
Atlanta fans
Kevin-
are just like,
What?
wait, what?
I said Kevin's roasting.
Wait,
I
what?
don't know who the guy was. I don't know how he's getting so many votes. Like Brandon Belt, how is that guy second in DH voting?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
get that.
I think he's hit well this year, but also I think Toronto has a good fan base.
He's batting 260 with like 4 runs.
No, I thought he was hitting better. He's in like the third spot.
I thought he was too. And then I was watching the Giants series against the Toronto this year.
Oh,
or
it's
this-
260.
He is
Maybe his
current-
OBP is good because he gets walks.
He's batting 259 with 77 strikeouts and 45 hits.
What's his OBP?
Let's see. Hard to find Brandon Belt stats.
Also, you got to be careful what you say about Brandon Belt, man. That fan that you posted the TikTok, that motherfucker is gonna come
That
after.
guy
you.
was.
He's on your ass, Kevin.
Okay, he's got a 368 OBP. It's not too bad.
That's not bad.
His OPS is 795, but he only has 4 home runs, Nikki, and 18 RBIs.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's rough. That's not second. That's not second in DH voting stats. That's fair. Well, how does the bench work? Is it coach vote? or play
Yeah, then I
manager?
think they just get selected by like coaches and stuff.
Okay.
And
I
then
would
every
love to see a Giant make it, whether it's Tyro or JD Davis or
Tyro's been slumping.
yeah. But he's got the numbers though. Like
Yeah,
18 steals is impressive.
I think we'll send Tyro and Camilo's a shoe-in.
Yeah, Camilo for sure. What about Cobb or Webb? I don't know about Webb, but
Nor Webb. They're just not like. I feel like they're not flashy enough.
it just seems like for our record standpoint, we shouldn't only have 2 All-Stars.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Webb and Cobb are like, I think they're like top 10 in like Cy Young like race right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Webb just doesn't strike out a lot of people. Neither does Cobb, and
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of trying to think of anything else in the league that pops my eye.
I don't just be bouncing around.
No, I
You
know.
just
I'm just
take us
trying to
to a
think.
different topic.
I'm trying to think what else was on my.
what are your thoughts on the Giants? Give it to me.
They've heavily exceeded my expectations because I was a heavy Giants hater, but I just don't know if our pitching holds up throughout the end of the year, and that's when I think we start to dive. Personally, I don't have faith in our pitching this entire year, like consistently. I think it's already a surprise how well it's been up to this point. I don't think that continues. I'm not saying we take a massive dive, like Kevin says. I'm pretty sure we're gonna unfortunately get into that middle place where we end the season around 500 or some bullshit right in the middle of our division, and we don't get shit from it, and it's just like this constant loop we get stuck in. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of faith still. I'm not really a believer yet. To be quite honest, if they keep doing it, maybe I'll switch to being a believer. But as of right now, I still don't think I'm a believer.
I have to see one more Sean Manaea start or outing. I'm like,
Oh
Be
my
nice to
god.
Sean Manaea, all right?
that guy
Love that
blows.
guy. Yeah, it's just his control, like, is just not there.
How
He'll
about
like
Alex?
go ahead.
No, you go. You finish that. You finish that.
No, I was just gonna say, like, there's innings where he looks really good, and then there's innings where he just can't fucking throw a strike, or he's just giving up hit after hit. Are you gonna say Alek Manoah? Because I was gonna laugh.
Yes, yes. Alex Manoah. Talking about Alex Manoah, he went back down to the rookie league, and in his first start, gave up 11 runs.
Got shelled. That's so rough, dude. I
Mookie
actually
Betts
feel
was sticking
bad.
up for him. He wrote this whole fucking thing. It's all right, Mookie, relax. Like,
Wait,
like
did he win
we,
the Cy Young last year?
he did. Yes, he did. He won the Cy Young last year.
That's gotta be the most insane fall off ever.
People are saying it's one of the biggest fall offs ever in sports history.
God.
People I still think he's gonna make his way back to the MLB. I think he'll like get out of this yip period, and I think like he'll probably get released by the Blue Jays. Someone will pick him up next year, and he'll work his way up, and I think he'll be back. But yeah, as of right,
He's in the Cy Young.
yeah, it's tough, man. I mean,
That's
I think it's just a
absurd.
yip period. I think it's just a yip period. I don't know why they sent him down so far. Wait, why did they just send him to AAA? Why did they send him all the way down to like rookie ball?
Was it?
They just set him up for failure because the fact that he got shelled down there just can't feel good for the confidence.
It's like 16
Anyone
and 17-year-old. It's like 17-year-old kids basically.
That's rough.
Kevin's gotta head to bed.
It's
I'm
like-
getting sleepy. I can't lie to you. Jesus. Kev, your eyes are going crazy right now, buddy.
I'm just going back and forth looking at Shemi. Shemi can barely keep his eyes open.
I'm chilling.
Because I'm chilling.
I can keep talking. I mean, Kevin can go to bed if he wants. I mean, I don't want to keep. What?
Get your roommate on the pod.
Kevin, how many times do I have to tell you, bud? I'm
No,
alone.
no
dude.
one's
There's
gone.
No one here.
He's
I
out
thought you had a new
here.
roommate.
No, we just move until like August or something, bruh.
Who's paying the rent?
Noah.
That sucks. Damn. That's a lot of money for nothing.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, yeah, bruh. What about like life?
You want to have this life conversation so bad. I don't know what you want to talk
I'm
about.
just chilling.
Not the Ryan going on the phone type shit. No, man.
No. So Nick C texted me some dumb shit. But yeah, man. I don't know.
All right, so
What
going with
else is
sports, let's hit some life shit. Let's hit some deep shit, Adam.
Kevin staying on?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Hey, you just trying to kick him off.
He just looks like he's so uninvested. I don't want him to like.
You're the one.
No, he's good. I got a question. I got a question for the both of you.
Sure.
Is there anything? Okay. First of all, just overall thoughts on men in therapy and what would like, do you ever feel like, oh shit, like I would want to talk to someone, but I feel like my problems aren't big enough to warrant therapy? That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I
Any
think that's a
thoughts on
very
that?
valid concern. A lot of guys feel like that. I feel like it's one of those societal pressures that's like you don't need to be doing that, or you have to hold up this front of being strong to do that. And I think it's just once you get past that layer of that, and you realize that it's good to do whatever it takes to take care of your mental health. Then it does.
Kevin laughing. Why is Kevin laughing? Why are you laughing? This is a serious conversation. This guy fucking has his mouth. Stop laughing. What are you doing?
What the fuck, Kevin?
We can't have shit on this pod. We can't take shit
I
seriously.
can't take Adam seriously. I'm so sorry.
My God, dude. I thought Adam was kind of spitting. Go ahead,
I
Adam.
was spitting. I was spitting.
I mean,
I was spitting. But um, yeah, I don't know. Once you get past that layer, it's you just do what you got to do.
Mhm.
Do what you got to do. You do what you got to do to get through it. Day in and day out, and then yeah. So, but there's a front that guys are afraid of, and that's a very valid. It's a very
stigma.
valid. It's a very valid stigma. So once people get past that and they learn that that's not real, it helps a lot.
Mhm.
So
I
Kev,
heard
do you?
like therapists are like hard to get now because like it's become
Mhm.
more normalized. It's like booked out so
yeah,
far.
they're probably there's probably I was gonna say a surplus. What's the opposite of a surplus? A
Shortage?
yeah, duh. Oh my god, stupid fuck. There's a shortage of therapists because there's just so many people going to therapy. So yeah,
Good
which is a
thing.
good thing. I guess at the end of the day, fuck, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You want people to go to
Kev, do you
therapy.
see a lot of stuff in like Sarah athletics of like kids who might need therapy or like sports psychology kind of stuff? Have they ever like discussed that? I know kids are young, like high school kids, so I don't know.
Yeah, I
Your
mean,
thoughts on
not so much in high school, just
that?
because like kids are still like peer pressured. I'd say like no one's really gonna like say how they really feel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Versus like once you get to college, then like it becomes a little more real. Like people are a little more open. Especially in all boys school, like that's pretty rough.
Yeah, God, I can't even imagine.
Like if you were like sensitive and like you'd have a rough time at school. I mean,
Yeah,
it's what 2023, but it's still very a very manly environment there.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think do you do you think it's still a good idea to have your child like grab that in and out job at 16? And do you think it really is pivotal for people to get that sort of experience compared to maybe like some shitty pool job or lifeguard job that you don't actually do anything? Do you think it's more important to go somewhere busy, like in and out, to get you in that environment, get you cussed out by some 50-year-old dude and get you some nuts, like get you some hair on those nuts? Like, do you think that's important still?
Facts.
Go ahead, Kev. Let's hear
That's a
it.
great question. Yes, 100%. In and out, I don't know. I feel like we all work there. It's like we feel like we can all agree, like In and Out molded you. Like the amount of pay you got for the stress environment you were just thrown into at 16 was just like unparalleled. I got people yelling at me to get their fries out in less than like 20 seconds. You know, I got to do 3 jobs at once. Yeah, like Adam said, you got 50-year-olds yelling at you. Like, it's life shaping.
It
It
is.
is. It is, and it teaches you more than you think because you're young in the moment. But it really does, when you step out of that environment, realize how much it truly helped you in other avenues of life, which is crazy, but very important to recognize.
Facts. I was gonna say, I think that the emphasis that at least me as a parent would put on my kid who's like turning 16 is to just get a job. Maybe not like doesn't have to be like such a high stress job like In-N-Out or fast food or anything like that. I think just like it's important to know or to teach your kids that like, you got to work for money and shit. Um, I kind of lose respect when people are like, oh, I didn't start working till I was like 23, 24. I feel like that's crazy to me. But
Yeah, that's insane to
um,
me.
um I will say though, yeah, In-N-Out, I mean, that shit shaped us, man. I feel like more than anything, it just like gives you the realization of like, damn, people are fucking mean in the world. And the faster you realize that, I feel like the faster you just like you're prepared for the future. Because
You just
that's what the future is, bro. You just realize
you
like,
grow
Like,
up quick.
into like
yeah,
job, you know, it's like
You
you already
you
seen it.
you grow up quick. You realize people suck. People are dickheads and they're rude. You work for your check. Yeah, it's important.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't know about you guys. Sometimes I wish I did do that full time and like that's my job every day. That's my job all the time. Something about the peace of just living like that, knowing like that's my comfortable life. I'm making like good money. I meaning like when I say this, I'd be pushing hard to be a store manager. I'm not gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
like
yeah.
a third manager my whole life. Like, give me a break. I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna go for my week. I'm gonna crush that shit, and then get my store manager. Hopefully, over the next year or so, and then really pop off. It'd be fun to. I don't know. Sometimes I think like because you know how that in and out life was, bruh. It's literally like you work your shift, you get
Mhm.
like random. When you're working that sort of lifestyle, it's not Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. It's like you have a Tuesday off, you have a
Yeah,
Thursday off, but like life, you could do whatever you want. You don't have any response. Like there's no like work or this. It's just like in and
yeah,
out is your work, and it never comes home. Not like real work where it does come home and
yeah.
you're always thinking about it. So like just that life that we had, granted we did it when we were teenagers and stuff, so like you don't have any responsibility anyway. But even right now, imagine as like an adult, like just being able to go do whatever you want. Oh, I have a 2 day off break or a 3 day off break. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go drive somewhere and do whatever, but it doesn't matter because I don't have any responsibility. I just gotta be
Although
back for my next shift.
I feel like the higher the managers are, then the more they have to be like tapped in with the store at all times.
True,
Like
true,
just like with coverage and shit like that. Like
true. That's
which
it's a
would
lot of
suck.
responsibility. Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
I do like the idea of having a job though that where you just like can simply just unplug and like not have to think about work for a cool like 2 days or whatever, however long you're off. Or like if you get those like back to back 2 days, like or I guess Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday off, that would be lit
Yeah,
to just be able to like it's like a mini vacation. That's tight.
yeah, it's like a mini vacation. See, I don't know. Sometimes I wish life was just like simpler, and I like could
Yeah.
just be working in and out, clock in, cook for like 8 hours, be a dickhead, not really be nice to anyone, go on my break, eat my boyga every day, and then leave. Like you know, what I mean?
You get that first closing shift.
Yeah, that's true. You get that first
Oh,
closing shift, and then it's brutal. You have
rough,
to like,
bruh.
you have to like,
Next day at 10 o'clock.
you have to clean the
You get to
grill.
sleep in a
You
full
get to
four
sleep in.
hours.
Oh yeah, because they can't start you at 8 again. So like you have to come in at 10.
So
God,
nice.
hey, God forbid you close. You can't work 8 to 4, but God forbid you could go and clock your ass in at 10 o'clock, and you can work 10 to 6. So we close till 2:30 a.m. God forbid you get in at 8 a.m. You're good to come in at 10 a.m. because it's a big ass difference apparently.
Yo, do you realize how much In and Out like played the strictest labor laws? Like a 10-minute break in 6 hours, one 10-minute break is absurd.
They have it up on the walls in the break room, like the
That's
law.
like
Like,
that's
I've
the
never
bare
seen that.
minimum. Like you couldn't just do like the 20, like dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they'll give it to you in the last 15 minutes of your shift.
God. That shit
It's
was
fucked. It's
fucking
fucked.
drill sergeant type shit, man.
It's fucked. And just pulling in at about 5:30, 5:35, sitting in your car, realizing
Oh,
I'm here until 2:30
oh,
a.m. My
there's
friends,
nothing
hey,
worse.
hey, my friends are at home on Xbox all night. It's Friday night. I have to be here till 2:30 a.m. And on Saturday, the next morning, you work a mid 11 to 8 or whatever. And it's like, the next like 36 hours are going to be literal hell. And Kevin knows his ass because he got trapped. He was at level 2 for 4 years. He was going in, God forbid, at 20 years
You were
old.
abusing me, man. I was too
Kevin,
good at my job.
Kevin
I
was at year
washing dishes like no one else. I thought I was doing a good job. They were just slaving away at me. Like,
Kevin was in like year 6 of In and Out, already like 22 years old, but still somehow a level 2 doing pay window. At least me and Nikki
Hey,
could go cook and be on
I don't
board.
want to. I don't want to name drop, but Danny Dugan fucked you over.
oh, he did.
He
Danny
fucked
Dugan
you.
fucked you over.
He just refused
Damn.
to train me. He's like, I just kept asking him. He's like, oh, you just got to get the training. Well, when can I get that, bud? Like,
Just
After
the
I
emphasis he put on like not training the college kids who were going to school
I
and come back.
I
he typically
barely
hired
beat
me
it.
for my athletic ability.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's all I cared
He
about.
asked me like literally like
Yeah, same.
questions in. Do you play basketball? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. You start
Yeah.
winning.
It's pretty funny, and like I barely beat that where like he did train me. I barely beat the curve, and then after me, like Kevin started a few months after, and it was like he just got trapped. Like literally just got trapped. I was moving up the ranks. Kevin's still a pay window while I'm learning board, learning fries, learning how to cook and shit. So uh
Adam, would you ever go back for the 1 day a week in and out? Say
I
you knew a
honestly think it could be
manager.
fun. I think it could be fun to do 1 day a week.
I'll
Okay.
yeah.
If we got to work together, maybe not us three, but at least two of us. I don't know about
Oh,
Kevin,
that would
but
be
like
fun as
if you
fuck.
and I, if you could tell me, obviously it's really specific. Okay, you can work 1 day a week, and you and Nikki just can be on second board.
Grilling board, bro.
Yeah,
We
you
just
can be on
swap that
second
shit.
board for like 4 out of the 6 hours, and the last two you can cook or whatever. It'd be like, all right, fine, I'll do it. That'll be fun.
I would do that too. I would do that too.
I think I would do that. I think it would be like, you know what? Just for like $21 an hour, just go for it, and then just like, yeah.
It's almost like you're
doing
volunteering at that
$11.
point.
What do you say, Kevin?
You were doing that like in high school, making like $11 an hour. Well, they were
When
at
I
cheap.
start, when I
making
started, it was 11.50.
Yeah, when I started, it was 11.
Nikki was before me. Nikki was before me. I think when Kevin started, it was like 11.75 or right at 12. Yeah.
Now,
So
what is it like 20,
now
21?
it's like 22 an hour is starting. 21,
Absurd.
21 maybe is starting, which means level. Yeah, like that's big time. Like that's also all the tech is probably way better. It's probably way easier to do handheld now. They probably made it even easier and shit. You know what I mean?
I
But
doubt it. I think it's the exact same as when we left.
maybe you're right. Yeah, good point.
I think they still got the same fucking shitty ass
Dude,
equipment.
I just remember the before. Remember the original order taking system when you had
Oh,
like
where it
no
was like the
tomatoes,
arrow key, the carrot
like
key.
no tomatoes was SLO, and then like but if like you wanted to add mustard, you had to do M after that or whatever. Like it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
the
in
stupidest shit.
GTA,
And then
it's like you had to like up down, like take out this, like
Yeah.
and then the worst was at the end. It was like, oh, can I get all that extra toasted? And like, if you did extra toast for God forbid, for some dumbass reason, if you click extra toast, everything else gets deleted, and like you have to do it all after that. Like it's
design
like
that system.
yeah,
was like,
it was, and then but you didn't want to tell the customer that like that it deleted, so you're trying to hold the conversation and frantically do it in your head. And there were so many times I'd let them go. Like, that was so wrong. Dude, Kevin, tell me there weren't times where you did an add-on or something and you sent it or it was a long order and you just knew it was going to be a wrong
there
order.
was an add-on. I would just tell him to add it at the window. I'm sorry.
True, I'd say
Literally,
that.
like not my problem type shit. Someone
It's
else
really
can
not.
do it.
Like, I'm sorry. I just dealt with you and your 5 kids. You know, what
It's,
they wanted, and Timmy wanted to order for the first time today. Well, I got all my customers going in the fucking street.
it really is
Like, you know
crazy.
what? You can add your extra fry down there. I'm good. I'm not gonna
Hey,
go back.
it really is crazy, bruh. Every position, you're kind of like on your own island. Like when you're on handheld, you don't give a fuck how snowed they are. Like,
It's the most selfish. Like you really like you really got to survive. Like
like,
if you
you
help
don't,
somebody, you're drowning yourself. So
you don't
like it's
care.
everybody for themselves.
You don't care how fucked up it makes the first window. If you're on pay window, rack out those orders, get those dishes out, and you throw your hands up. You're like, hey, hey, I- I'm good. Like it's not like, hey, I need tomatoes. I need tomatoes. Like that's y'all.
Yo,
But
it's so fucked up.
it was so bad. People don't realize that. Multiple times out loud, I would tell Nikki, "Oh, it's about quantity, not quality."
Oh, 100%.
It was so far all quantity, no quality. The amount of 4 to-goes I put in a bag, but were really just 2 fries worth because I barely scooped any, was unbelievable. But I shoved it with napkins to make it look real. But
Dude. Oh,
fuck, man. Uh, I don't know how Eleni's dumbass got fired, giving something out for free. I gave so much shit out for free. I was handing bitches shake left and right. Like uh, I was just handing shit out all the time. But you just don't tell nobody, and then like you
yeah, I
don't
don't
know
know
what's
how
going
it
on.
functions. I don't know how you get caught giving out. And also it's one shake. It's like a $4 shake and they fired your ass for that. That's absurd.
All I do, and then at the end they're like, "Ah, we're missing 4 shake cups." I'm like, weird. Bah.
It's weird.
I was like, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe they got dropped. Like, who's the level 2 that was here earlier? Who's that new person? So yeah, it was an experience and a half. The the memories I have of that place are quite interesting in terms
something
of
can't be spoken on live air.
No, yeah, we got to be careful
it's
what we say here.
it's unreal. Yeah, it is. The sports tournaments they had were so fun. In and Out is one thing I'll say. In and Out took care of us, takes care of their current employees very well. That's one thing they did. I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. Like if they didn't, I would say they treated us like shit. I don't
I
fucking
agree,
care.
you were
They
elite.
treated us very well. I don't think he might have been at one point full time, but if you declare full time, they give you like benefits. They give you like good shit. I know Nikki, you were debating that at one point maybe or something. I don't know,
No, I
but
never went full time. I was
okay,
working
yeah,
like 35 hours a week, but I didn't go full time.
yeah. So, but we knew a lot of our coworkers there that were like 25, 20 at that time 25 to like 28, 29. They're all just like, nah, I do this full time. Like Justin, like he was full time. Like he ended up
Grinding
going
that
full
shit,
time,
man.
grinding that shit. Like
I respect it,
David,
man. I respect anyone who does management and shit. That's so tough.
Law still doesn't do management, but she still to this day comes in. She just got her 20-year ring, apparently, Adrian said.
Yeah,
Uh she literally is a lunch lady all day, goes home for like an hour, and then comes back and every day, Monday through Friday, I think works like 5 to 10 p.m.
that's a grind,
Just
bruh.
goes to the first grill, cooks for 5 hours, cooks for 2.5 hours, takes her break, comes up, 2.5 hours on the grill, never leaves, never does board, never leaves, and then goes home.
That's absurd.
Crazy. But
Gotta respect
that
it. Gotta
that
tip it.
place was fun, man. That was a fun place to work at. The people that we got lucky with the people that were there. I feel like we had a pretty funny ass store. Some weird occurrences with some certain people, but yeah, it was at one point it was really fun to get shifts with everyone. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like,
You walk in and you see like those 4 or 5 people that you just vibe with. You
and
know
you
it's
know
gonna
it's
be a
gonna be you
fucking
know it's gonna be
great night.
a great night. It's actually like a fun shift. Like
Yeah.
I won't say that all the time, but there was nights where it was a literal fun 8 hour shift for the most
Yeah.
part. This is like those couple of minutes or a couple of like
What's
quick
crazy
windows.
is I feel like so much depended on who was running the shift that day.
Yeah.
It
Just
did.
so much depended on it.
It did. Like I remember when Heather was there and we saw it was Heather, I'd be like, oh my God, like this is
Didn't
just gonna
even
be
matter who was there.
boring.
You knew it was gonna be
It
rough.
didn't matter who was there because if she was the one running it, it was just she was like not fun. Didn't want us to like, you know,
She just didn't want us to smile type
didn't want us to
shit.
smile, didn't want us to be loud and like hella like
Yeah.
loud and shit when it's like that's when we're at our best and like that's when I worked my best when we were booling.
Facts.
So it makes me miss it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like I honestly would go back once a week to just do board.
Yeah, that shit was fun, man. That shit is fun. Cooking is so fun. Even I like doing cleanup, man. Cleanup was hella fun. Me and Ryan did
Yeah,
some times.
Kevin would rather kill himself than go back into a pay window shift. But if you have to do fries, maybe.
I got
Um,
abused many times in that pay window.
yeah.
Kev was
So
good at fries though. I worked
yeah,
with
Kev
Kev a
started
couple
to get
times when
good.
he was on fries. He was
Kev
very
start.
good.
He did start to get good at
He just
fries.
needed the opportunity. He was like a third year player that like had the potential, like it kind of like a Cam Reddish, where like he has a potential. They just don't give
Yeah.
him the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Give that boy the ball.
What did I do?
Damn.
Yeah,
I dropped
but
a piece of cheese 2 years ago, and just
what happened?
it's probably because I dropped a piece of cheese like 2 years ago, and I forever marked my time there.
You're
Yeah.
just on Danny Dugan shit list after that.
Yeah. Man, that
Nah,
was
I
peak.
deserved it because of the amount of points I lost our store for like the
True.
safety. Yeah.
True. True. That was peak In and Out, Nikki, when you were still at 257. Peak Dugan. You were there with Dugan, right?
Yeah.
Peak Dugan In and Out when it was like me, you, Kevin, Justin, Tim, Greg,
Alex was still there.
Alex,
Greg,
Dave,
Dave. I think Dave was still there.
Greg, Alex, Dave, me, you, Kevin, Justin, Tim, Elaney, like Tony, like the whole like that was at peak to the point where it was almost at the point where no matter what shift you worked, it was almost automatically going to be lit, which is rare at In and
Yeah.
Out. Like rare when you have that good of a staff, top to bottom, you're a powerhouse clubhouse at that point. Like
Yeah.
you so got to 400 hitters. That means like yeah, like no matter what shift we were on, it was just lit for the most part. Like with
Yeah.
Tim, Justin, and that's when we were like level 3s, level 4s too.
Yo, I was gonna say, I think Tim watches the podcast.
Shout out to
So
Tim if you're watching the
he'd be liking
podcast.
our shit. I
Shout out
would
to
love to get Tim on the podcast and just talk some In and Out memories.
I
I'm
would
sure
as
he's
well.
got
Tim's
because
got plenty. He was there
for
before
a
us.
while before us.
He was there a while before us. Shout out to you, Tim. We gotta go golfing at some point when I'm back in the Bay.
Man, good guy.
But yeah, man, I loved him. David, the whole squad was sick.
Yeah,
Marcos,
we had a softball squad.
we had a softball squad. I can't believe we lost that one.
Oh man,
Who?
we had Pecci.
Oh, you had Pesh, who was like literally, yeah, we had Pesh, us, like Greg, Tim. Shout out to Tim though, man. You choked for us that one year. I sure.
Hey, no, come on now. Come
I
on
love
now.
you, dog. I love you, Tim. I love you, Tim. I should have been as short though, you motherfucker. But it's okay. It's okay. Uh, I was in my own stratosphere that tournament. I was so locked in
The
that
one year
tournament.
that I played with you guys in San Carlos for softball, that was so fun because I was not used to just winning shit.
We lost to Napa in the semifinals. Fuck,
Did our
bruh.
store come in third place 3 consecutive years?
I think we did come in third
That's
place
insane.
three years in a row. Yeah. How many years did me and you play, Kevin? 2 or 3?
Too. And then I remember they went down that one year. We both couldn't make it, and they somehow pulled off like a.
I remember that. So I think I only did two seasons as well. Dude, that was fun, bro. We had like a weekend away with random In and Out coworkers in a hotel.
Fun, dude.
Like, fuck, that shit was fun, bro. Remember the first basketball tournament when there was like 10 of us in Dugan's room? And fucking
under an ottoman.
didn't Tanner bring a massage bed or something for Dugan? Bruh,
He was the one
fuck,
that came get their jersey at 4 a.m. to like they
dude.
were getting ready in the shoes.
Oh my god, Vinny, bruh. Vinny and Dugan were in full uniform, basketball shoes on while we pulled out. It was 6:30 a.m. And me and Kevin look at each other, we're like, what the fuck? We have like hoodies on and sweats and
We were
shit.
sitting in the back seat. Literally, we were going 90 miles an hour with the windows open.
Dude.
Wind to the face.
Stephanie was there. Who was the other Philippine or Tongan girl?
Diana.
Stephanie, Diana.
Yeah.
Diana. Fucking they were tight. They were tight. They were tight. They were tight.
Oh man.
But
Times.
fuck, that's good vibes. We got pretty far in the basketball tournament too. We ended up losing to the Warehouse that one year. I had that buzzer beater in that one game. You remember that? That was crazy. Tamim was watching that game. Shout out to Tamim.
To me.
Nick, give a little salute to our guy Meme, man.
That's meme, man.
Shout out
Miss
Meme,
so
man.
much.
Shout out Meme. He's still in and out to this day. You're a sick fuck, psychotic motherfucker. But he's still there.
Keep grinding. He's at a
there.
7, right?
He's a level 7.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
I think he said he was gonna do management at some point. I don't know if he started that or
I
not.
like that. Shout out meme. Shout out meme. Xbox is always open for you. You know that. Yeah, man. In and out was crazy. Because I had friends who worked at like Taco Bell and shit and other places, and it was just kind of like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Noah Noah tells us Five Guys stories, and I'm just like, man, shut the fuck up. No one cares about that Five Guys bullshit, dude.
They
Y'all
were
want
easy, bro. That
shit.
shit was easy compared to
He's like,
like
yeah, you just walk in and then you just start cooking. Like, what the fuck, dude?
yeah, bro. They all
Yeah,
were
that's
cooking.
stripes.
Everyone cooks and does everything like right away. Like it's like I realized that after In and Out. In and Out really is the only weird one that does do that. I feel
Oh, where you
like
gotta earn
the
that shit.
level system, dude. It
Yeah.
takes what probably with how much we were working throughout the year and part time, 2 to 3 years to become a cook. I would say
Yeah,
about
yeah.
two. It took me about 3 years to become
That's on the fast track too. If you're two
and
to
that's on
three
the
years.
and that's on the fast track 2 to 3
Yeah,
years. Usually it takes 4 to 5 years,
yeah.
unless you're like
Unless you're like
unless you're full time.
starting in a brand new store and like
True. But most
then
times
you can go
it
faster.
takes a while. You got to get certain. Like
Yeah,
you don't. It's not guaranteed you get to train every single shift. You're trying to
yeah.
get a good shift. Say you're training for cooking. You're trying to cook once every 4 shifts because it's like sometimes it's hard for them to get you in there. You have to like force your way there. Like I remember myself, if it was slow, I would literally like leave. If I was doing fries, I would literally just walk behind and just start throwing patties down and like cooking and shit, and just
Mm,
forcing your way in. And like if it was slow, I would be like whoever was cooking, I'd be like, yo, like give me the spatula, like go get some water, and I would just
yeah.
like start cooking for a little bit and trying to like follow along. And then that's when you just you have to, a lot of times you have to like, that's where Kevin got caught because he kind of like softened out a little bit. You have to like shove your way in to like get trained.
Pause.
True.
I gave up. I
Kevin
was like,
gave up. Kevin gave up, which is fine. I understand why. But yeah, that's how I figured out was the best way to do it. But yeah, dude, like if even me doing that, it still took like I was pretty out there and pretty adamant about getting in and getting trained because I was just really wanted to learn. But man, if you didn't do that, it still took me 3 years, I would say. And we were all pretty good workers. You know what I mean? There's people who were terrible
Yeah,
workers. We were
yeah.
pretty good workers. So like we moved as fast as anybody probably could with how good of workers we were. But still it took 3 years or so. Um, you worked a lot more than I did, Nikki, consistently because you were going to college back in the Bay Area, so you were always working regardless. You
Mm.
never stopped. But even for you, still took it took less time than me, obviously. But like it
Oh, it
still
still
probably
took
took
3 years, I think.
3 years. I think two and a
Two and
half,
a half,
maybe.
maybe. Yeah.
Um, and you think,
What's absurd also is they gotta have the divisional manager come watch you cook
dude,
for
it's
2 hours or
crazy.
whatever, or like whatever half the shift
So I
and
wasn't a
make
cook
sure
when that
you're
happened.
good.
I wasn't a cook when that happened. Did you get your level 5 when that was still part of the process? The DM had to
Yeah,
come watch you. So
yeah. Oh, they took it away, huh?
by the time I was becoming level 5, the manager got the certification to be able to certify you.
Oh, okay.
So it was just for me at the time. Jamie had to work my board, which is God, dude.
Yeah.
I love Jamie to death.
Oh, Jamie was particular
If you're
though. You
watching
had to
this, I
be
love you
really
to
good.
death, Jamie. But God, dude, he
Yeah.
was so particular. Like it was like, dude, all right, give me like kind of one of those where it's like give him a little elbow, like, all right, give me a break, bro. Like let me kind of
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
He would be
but
on your shit, man.
he'd be like, no,
Not
that
turning
needs
in
to be
time and shit like
yeah, like
that.
not turning in time.
On
That was
you.
5 seconds late. That rose late now. That cheese looks like shit. Like you're ugly. I'm just kidding. But no, but like it's serious. So yeah, it because think about it, bro. I think about this a lot. You're cooking people's food at an In-N-Out burger that's a popular location for 4 hours. You, like this 17-year-old kid, is cooking and responsible for how many people in 4 hours? Like a thousand people, a couple hundred people, whatever. Like
Good amount.
a couple hundred people, maybe in an
Yeah, a couple
hour,
hundred people.
whatever, during a good lunch shift or whatever.
Mhm.
That's crazy. So they want you to be certified. Like Five Guys is just one of those where it's like
They
they
get
know they're
like
gonna
15 customers a day, so I
they
don't
get
know.
like and they know they're gonna make money, so they're just like, yeah, sure, here's how you
You're
cook it.
here.
Like
Oh yeah, by
what
the way, your fry and burger with bacon is actually $38. So
yeah,
go ahead and shell
exactly.
that over to me. Here's some peanuts for free though. Like, just to fuck with you. Like, dude,
Yeah,
like fuck Five Guys, man.
yeah, agreed. Agreed. But yeah,
In and out, man.
in and
I would
out,
yeah, go
in and
ahead.
out. Crazy man, crazy.
Good times. Shout out Alex.
Um, shout out Alex Ilian. No longer Jewish, is Catholic now. But yeah, congratulations to him on that move, that step. Uh, Nikki, I wanted to get into a little bit of Premier League. Before that, Kevin, what are you doing here? Are we dropping off? Are you staying on if I talk
Yeah, I'm
Premier
gonna
League?
drop off. I feel like I'm gonna have a long day tomorrow. I literally just got a
Adam
text.
is the king of kicking people off the
Yeah,
podcast.
Kevin's ready to go. I can tell Kevin's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready. It's gonna be a long day. I already got like a text from United saying like there might be like cancellations or delays
Oh yeah,
because
United. Wait, you're traveling with United?
there's like severe
Oh yeah,
thunderstorms.
Have
did
you
the,
seen
the
the
game got
airports?
delayed today against the Dodgers,
Have you seen the airports right now, Kevin?
Colorado.
They're like 14-hour lines with people getting delays and shit with United only. Like, oh God, God bless your soul, brother. All right,
Yeah, I'll hop off there.
all right. I'll see you later.
Okay.
All right.
Shout out Kevin.
Shout out, Kev, man.
Premier League shit, man.
Shout out,
Let's
Kev,
get
man.
into
I
it.
wanted to talk to you about Premier League coming up this season. And one thing I saw on Twitter today, which was quite funny to me, and I think you'll agree, someone said, City just won the treble, ... and no one gives a fuck. And I thought about it and I laughed and I went, like, you're right. Like, City won the treble for a day, and everyone's like, yeah, all right, whatever. You guys have like the best team in the history of the universe, whatever. But if like we had won the Premier League, bruh, it would have been
Scenes.
scenes. We would have still been hearing about it to this day.
Mhm.
Arsenal winning the Premier League if we had won it. But yeah, I guess let's dive right into it, right? Let's dive right into it. And I think the first thing we have to address, all our listeners out there, this was a big window. And when I say that, I mean at the end of last season, we go, okay, we lost to City. We get it. We kind of expected it. But we're not just running this back. You know what I mean? Because we don't want that potential. The Premier League is fucking amazing now. The top 8 now are like really fucking good.
Yeah.
You have Brightons, you have Newcastle, whatever. We could, if we don't make any moves in this transfer window, in this current summer window, we could easily just have a bad year and drop to, it was a fluke year this year, and we could drop back
Yeah.
to
You could be
10th.
mid-table.
Drop back
Yeah.
to 10th. So Arsenal fans, I think immediately were like, okay, we're okay with losing to City. We get it. We kind of expected it, if we're all being honest.
Yeah.
But this isn't just let's run it back. We need to now flip the switch. The Premier League is getting way too good. City is really, really good. We're on the brink of being really, really good because of all the young talent we have. And I think Edu, and this is where, if people didn't see, but Edu gave Arteta the approval before the season ended. It was official that he said he's going to give him 200 million, which is massive. That's
Yeah.
a massive budget.
Which I think
So
we've
he's like-
spent already.
which we spent already, and we're going to get into that right now. So transfer window starts, and we don't really hear much. We know Declan Rice is our main target. And then out of fucking nowhere, I think it was right before Nicky left for his Europe trip about 2 weeks ago, people were like, it came out in a tweet, and they were like, oh, Arsenal, like, in pretty close talks with Kai Havertz. And we kind of were sending each other like,
So
wait, what?
random.
We were kind of like, huh? Like, nah, like, it's like whatever. One of those where you're just kind of like, oh, we're in talks. And then we kind of kept hearing about it the next couple of days, and it was like, oh, like, personal terms are now agreed. Player wants to come here, and now we're like, okay, are we actually going for Kai Havertz? And then we broke it down and kind of kept going, and we ended up in like, I think it was pretty quick. Like, it was within like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had to close this
Within
fucking deal.
within a week, 6-7 days.
Something's going on at Chelsea. That's a whole different topic, but they
Yeah.
are just offloading motherfuckers to Saudi Arabia, to us, to
We got. I mean,
City.
that's got to be a conflict of interest, man.
something's going on over there, and I don't know what it is, but something's going on over there.
Yeah.
But with that, yeah, so now we have Kai Havertz, and everyone's kind of, I guess this is where I'll come to you, and we'll just talk about it. There's rumors of, and I mentioned this earlier on Xbox, but I want to hear your take now, of Kai Havertz playing that, dropping back and playing that 8 spot.
Mhm.
And then you have Partey, Odie, and Kai Havertz in the 8, kind of on that left-hand side. We're still running a 4-3-3. What do you think that's where do you still think he can succeed? He's a big body. Remember, he's a big body. He's like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". What do you think
Yeah.
with that?
I have multiple points to make. So let's start with the Havertz at the 8. I love it. I think he played that for Leverkusen before he had that Chelsea transfer. And the fact that he's 24, like, you can
Yes.
literally mold him into whatever player he needs to be.
Yes.
Trust Arteta like 100% to like get the best out of his players. So whatever he wants to play him as, shit, he could put him at an inverted left back, and I feel like the way Arteta's managing, that shit might work. That
Let
shit
him
might
rock. Let him rock.
Yeah. Back to the Man City thing. So I wanted to say, and I know you got some Man City homies. Shout out Emilio.
Yeah,
I'm a Man City
shout out
homie.
Danny. You're my only homie that I really think is a diehard City fan. I fuck with
Yeah,
you, Dan.
gotta respect those guys.
Don, not Danny. Oh my god, I'm faded. Don, shout out to you, Don.
Right on.
Diehard City fan. I'll give you that. You're my boy. I fucking miss you.
Yeah.
Yes. So go
Yeah.
on.
So yeah, I was gonna say like I think the downplaying of the treble, like, and it's not, it's almost more of like a Warriors dynasty. Like after we won the third one, people were like, ah man, we done with the Warriors type stuff. But also I feel like it should be highlighted that, you know, they still have that open investigation like literally going on about the
Yes.
financial fair play. So
Yes.
like they kind of deserve to not be celebrated that much because like I feel like they're gonna come out with some shit where it's like, yeah, City like violated a ton of rules to get the players that
Hell
they got
yeah.
and to spend the money. And like that's, I mean, that should be talked about too. Like I
Bro,
don't,
remember
yeah.
it came out that they only signed Holland for like 60 million and everyone kind of brushed it under the rug and we were like, wait,
Like
what?
what?
But then it came out a few weeks ago that he's secretly been on like 825,000 pounds a week, like something absurd.
There's something
because
sketch, man.
because they were, I think they were like giving money to the dad, but like they split the contract. Like it was something like, I think you're right, and I wouldn't be surprised if something does come up.
Yeah.
And
think-
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I don't think they're
wouldn't
gonna
be
take away
surprised.
titles or anything, but I think
No.
it'll be a conversation to have.
Agreed.
And maybe they get a points deduction, but all in all, like I'm glad they didn't do some shit this year and like because then it would have been like, oh, Arsenal only won because of the points deduction or whatever. That would have
Yeah.
been annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it didn't happen this year. But I do think, you know, they got to do their due diligence and do that investigation. Point two I wanted to make was the Cronkies and the Nuggets winning the finals. I feel like that had a big influence, not only like obviously just like the uptrend of Arsenal and how well we've been playing or how well we had the greatest year or the good year that we had, but also just like they just keep making money, bro. Like the Rams won, then the Nuggets win, and then what's the NHL team that he owns? Cronky?
Avalanche. The Avalanche won
Yeah, the Avalanche. They won.
they won last year.
Yeah, so this motherfucker's making money, bro. Like
Who
he's
whose
making
team
money.
whose team just won? The Nuggets?
The Nuggets, yeah, he owns the Nuggets too. So this
Yeah.
motherfucker, I mean, like we should be happy as Arsenal fans that they've won these things because I think that gives him more incentive to like actually like want to win Premier League shit.
Yeah.
When 3-4 years ago we were having the same conversation and we were like, man, this motherfucker doesn't want to spend any money. And now we're 2 weeks into the transfer window and we spent 200 million if the
Man.
Declan Rice thing goes through.
If the Declan Rice thing goes through, apparently they're still going on terms. They haven't agreed yet. Or they agreed on the 105 million. West Ham wants 105 million over 18 months. Arsenal wants it over 4 years. So they're
That
pretty.
is a disconnect.
So they're pretty far away.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to end up being Edu saying, all right, whatever. But a lot of people have made a good point, and my buddy Brett at Hillspar at 11th Hour Racing, I know he's hopefully going to listen to this. He said he's going to start listening to the pod. I'd love to have him on to talk Arsenal this year.
Brett.
We probably will have you on, Brett. He's very tactical, and I love his mind. What I was going to say was, I kind of lost my thought. What was I just talking about?
Arsenal, Brett's conversation with Brett, his tactics.
If Declan Rice, the point was, if Declan Rice, this whole negotiation process, if Declan, my buddy Brett said this, if Declan Rice really wanted to go to City, you don't think that he would have just blinked and it would have been fucking done? With how City and this podcast, I think it was the Arts podcast that Brett was showing me, they even said they're a very well run club. Obviously, like disregard the financial shit, like disregarding that, they're smart how they run City. They know what they're doing. They obviously know what they're doing. They know who to hire. They know who to go for. They know who to bid for. So to win that over City was big, and it was like when they put in when their first official bid was the same amount that we did, but it was like instead of 75 and 15, they did like 80 and 10 or whatever when it was the same bid. When I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. They put in like a little fake bid, and then I think Arsenal's going to come over the top. They finally hit that 105 million, and then West Ham accepted it. So he'll pay, God forbid, but I mean, he's like 99.9% sure he's going to be an Arsenal player.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to you about this the other day. It's the biggest one since we knew we're obviously on both sides of this. I'd love to hear what anyone else says, but me and Nikki were trying to see. It obviously wasn't bigger than an Ozil signing. We'll get over that right now. The Ozil signing was
That had to be
Unbelievable.
yeah.
Unbelievable. I wish I was almost like even a bigger fan at that time to really embrace that. I know you did. Uh, it's not that big. It's up there with how good
Up there.
Declan Rice is, and I think the money kind of inflates it a little bit because it's different in different time periods. I don't want me and
Yeah.
Nikki. We already talked about this. We're not putting the money into this situation, just in terms of popularity,
Hype,
hype,
popularity,
um,
impact, all that stuff.
impact, ceiling. Me and Nikki were talking about if it who was the bigger signing basically? Him, Declan Rice, eventually, hopefully, or Aubameyang when we got him from Dortmund. There's arguments for both sides. Nikki was on the Aubameyang side. I've been kind of on the Declan Rice side. It's hard to tell. Uh, this Declan Rice one though is huge because I told you this as well. I'm very happy that we got him and him specifically because he wanted to come here. It wasn't like I didn't get City didn't work out, so I just went to Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he wanted this project. He's really good friends with Bukayo, Ben White, Ramsdale. Like he's English, so it helps a lot.
Yeah.
He's young. He's like aggressive. He's like a captain type player,
Yep.
which again, I know Odegaard's our captain and it's not going to fight for captain, but he could one day. But Declan Rice has that where like he's going to be able to demand the field just like an Odegaard would. It's like having another captain on the field, which is huge.
Mhm.
And he's obviously super skillful. I mean, just that he's, very skillful, which is a really big help. So yeah, I don't know. It's big. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's really big. It's really
Yeah.
big.
Used about Deckers, man. They're
Choose
really
about
sick.
Deckers. City had to get rid of Gundogan. That's a big loss.
Big loss, man.
Big loss. He went to Barcelona. Kyle Walker is potentially still in talks with Bayern Munich about
Mhm.
going over to Germany. So that would be
Yeah.
another big loss. I know they have a lot of guys like Rico Lewis, who's training at that right back spot. Not Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott's at Liverpool. Gordon at Man City. The like skinny white kid.
Oh fuck.
Anthony Gordon's Newcastle.
Yeah, I think we're in Newcastle. I know you're talking about because we saw him. Is it Cole Palmer or something like
Yes,
that?
Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
Cole
yeah.
Palmer. So Cole Palmer. So yeah, City has a lot of up and coming people. Their bench is ridiculous. They still have Calvin Phillips who barely played, and he said he wants to stay at City again.
Fuck, that's crazy, man. He didn't play all year. Like,
They're
did he
gonna
miss
lose.
them at all?
No, he played 575 minutes. That's it.
He made the England Euro
Yeah,
squad.
he makes it because that England squad now is just it's the same squad now, plus three people who I feel like get interchanged out. They have like
Yeah.
realistically like three open spots.
Yeah,
Like
but they should definitely base it off of performance, but they
they
don't.
have to.
They
That's
never
why
do
it's
that.
like Luke Shaw's still going, Harry Maguire is still going. Like all these people
Yeah.
will just always be there. But yeah, I think we can contend for the league. I think I'm gonna in my head just always tell myself we're gonna be a second place team. I'm looking for second place only. City's way too good. Just play the pity card. City's way too good. We're never gonna get first. I'm gonna kind of have my mindset like that. But listen, man, I think we can make some fucking moves this year. And
Yeah.
Brett said this as well. We didn't have any struggles scoring goals, Nikki. It was more so
That's always
conceding.
been the problem.
That's always been the problem. And it was the opposite this year. We were conceding way too many goals at awful times. Do you know how many awful goals we give up this year? Like
Yeah.
Tomiyasu against City where he passed it back into Bruyne, chipped Ramsdale. Like so many goals where we couldn't get out of the back and they got a free goal. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Like Brett said, we had way too much of that. If we can get rid of that and keep the scoring that we have, and we're adding on Kai, and we're adding on Declan Rice, a healthy Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Saka, all in their primes, we're gonna be scoring City type 2 to 3 goals a game. I feel like now, like that's almost the expectation. I think we have to be.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you
the
kind of
last
have to keep up with cities. You have to do that.
exactly. In the last 5 years, Nikki, we haven't really gotten on Arsenal. I feel like we've always just been like, hey, look, we're middle of the pack. We're still famous Arsenal, top 4 club in the world, or top 4 club in the Prem, obviously, like Big Six, whatever. But we've never really acted like it, and we've never really held the players to that standard the last 6 years since we were in the Champions League, like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we have to be like, as fans, be like, thank you for last season. We didn't expect that, but just so you know, we're holding you guys to at least second place this year. In my mind, anything other than second place is a failure to me this year. I don't know how you feel on that regard. Again, the goal is always Champions League football, but I want to get as close to first place as possible, and I'm going to keep playing that pity card that it's going to be impossible to catch City. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I want to shoot for second. What do you think? Would you still be happy with the top 4 no matter what, or are you kind of on the same boat of first or second?
I think it depends how we do So like coming into this year, like I'm interested to see how they balance Champions League and Premier League. Like, you need a deep squad depth to compete in both of those. So I hope we have that. But also I'm curious to see what we take seriously and what we don't take seriously. If we look back at last year and we won the FA Cup and we got second and we qualified for Champions League football, that would have been so much better of a year than not winning anything
Yeah.
and getting second and feeling like we just came up short.
Yeah.
So I would say that I don't know if it's a disappointment if we don't win the Premier League. I think it's a disappointment if we don't contend for the Premier League and we don't make noise in Champions League and if we don't win a trophy. We need to win one trophy, whether it's Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatever. We need to win a trophy.
Yes, we need a trophy this year.
We
Agreed.
need that celebration. We need that momentum of like we just won something and like these guys are because literally like soccer is crazy because you really have to win some sort of silverware to like have any sort of legend status. Like
And
you won't have it
and,
otherwise.
and think about it realistically too. We're probably not going to win the Champions League this year. Like,
No,
we're
yeah.
probably not going to win the Champions League. So it comes down to FA Cup and Carabao Cup. That's it.
Yeah,
Oh,
FA
and
Cup, Carabao
the
Cup,
Premier League title. But I mean, like,
and Premier League title. Yeah,
so
contending for it at least.
so contending for the Premier League title, and then we need to be like, I almost want to be like winning, like looking to win both of those. Like
Yeah.
like be on our treble type shit. Like we should look at like the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup as like, nah, like I want us out there. Like we got depth and shit. Like even our second squad is gonna get a little bit nicer. We got Tierney as a backup. We got Tomiyasu as a backup. We're about to be on Timber, who could play a variety of positions: center, defensive mid, center back, right back. Maybe Romeo Lavia. I don't know. Young guy from Southampton. So we have Trossard, who can come off that. Like we have a good depth.
Mhm.
Or we're working on better depth than it was
Yeah.
last year, which will at least help us compete with City and a little bit, not as much, but still compete with them. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting year. I'm excited. I like that we have expectations now. Now it feels like we're a proper club now. We're back to being a proper threat in the
Yeah.
Premier League and see what we can do in the Champions League. Like maybe we do have a crazy outbreak Champions League and we somehow make it to the final or make it to the semifinal.
That
Like,
would be like
like
okay, let me ask you this. Would you rather contend for the Champions League, but like be an outside shot at the Premier League, like we're in second or third and City's run away with it? Would you rather have that, or would you rather be in that title race and get knocked out early in the Champions League? Just curious.
probably contend in the Champions League
Yeah, I think so too, man.
because of European
It's
competition.
exciting.
It's exciting. It's European competition. That's where all the leagues go to shit. Like we're in
Yeah.
one arena now. Like
Yeah.
it's it's La Liga, it's the Bundesliga, it's the Bundesliga, it's the Premier League, it's everyone. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's like
That's
nut up. Like
yeah, it's literally like no, you're right. I mean, it's like you get rid of all the labels of the fact that you come from this league or you've had this history. No one gives a
yeah,
fuck, man. You just show up and you gotta like, a team from fucking Portugal could knock your ass out. You don't know. Like it's
100%.
real shit
100%.
out there, man.
100%. I'm gonna go throw a English muffin in the toaster, but I'm still talking. Uh uh what I have to slide across my floor because I can't fucking walk anymore.
Crazy complaint you got from a downstairs neighbor.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. If you're listening to this podcast, I apologize. I do walk with my heels. Um, but what I was saying though was,
No, I'm Champions League is so exciting, man. I'm really excited to have those Tuesday, Wednesdays, like, oh shit, Champions League's on, bro. When does Arsenal play? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
years
yeah,
since we've had that, man. It really
yeah,
has been.
yeah. Agreed,
Like
agreed.
I remember being in high school and like coming out of fucking PE, like third period, and checking to see Champions League scores and seeing Arsenal get fucking knocked out by AC Milan and like my friends laughing at me and shit.
Yeah,
Like, but it's just the Champions League, man. Like it's a different vibe. It's
yeah,
different.
agreed, bro.
But obviously, I think we're good enough to contend in both anyway. So I hope that's not even a decision we
Yeah,
make of like,
yeah,
oh, what do we want to go for?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we got everyone signed for a while, man. We got everyone signed for a while, man. Saka's in for a while. Martinelli's in for a while. Saliba's about to announce his signing. Fabricio said that's done.
Love the shirt.
It's thank you. It is, yeah, man. I don't know. I'm very excited. I almost want to contend and say up there with the Giants. Maybe I don't know. I think I'm more so with the Giants and the Warriors, or maybe I don't know. Where Arsenal's up there with like my most invested sports team right now. Like I'm just I was waking up every day the last couple of days thinking about like, oh man, I wonder if the Declan Rice shit happened overnight or some shit like
Dude,
it,
facts. You wake up to it. It's the best
like
feeling.
and so I'm really invested in the Premier League. I'm really, really, really into it. The fantasy Premier League was really fun. We kind of dozed off after the first kind of half of the season.
They just need a better website, bro. I would be so
Yeah,
invested. Their website's awful.
it sucks. It's because it's such a cool concept too. Like setting your lineup. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's such a cool concept. But yeah, man. I'm really invested in Arsenal. Obviously, I'm really invested in the Giants and the Warriors as well. But something about being a Premier League fan, man, like I explain it to a lot of our listeners out there. Me and Nikki have talked about this because he and I went to a game in 2019 together. We went to go see Wolves Arsenal in the middle of Unai Emery's tenure ish, right at the end of Ozil's. We saw Ozil play. He started.
Yeah, literally the end of Ozil's career, basically.
He started. We got tickets off StubHub. We were tweaking. We thought they weren't going to work, so we bought real tickets from Arsenal as a backup. But the StubHub ones worked, so we had fire ass tickets. We were like fourth row, like
Yeah,
on,
that was sick,
like it was
man.
insane, bro, on the touchline. So, uh, yeah, it was sick, bro. It was sick. But what I was saying was, and Nikki could probably back me up here as well after I say this, the passion you see over there, it doesn't matter what place your team is. This could be a championship level team, but
Mhm.
even just in the Premier League, everyone that's there is 130% invested in that game.
Oh,
There's no, oh,
locked
you hear two girls behind you at a Giants game talking about shopping or whatever because they don't fucking care. They're there with their boyfriends or whatever. It's not like American sports. Like I that's why I try to get all my friends, all my whoever to get into a Premier League. Find a team that you like because it is an amazing thrill being a fan of this shit. And
in.
yeah, I mean, like I don't know what you think. Like the game was, I always remembered that from the game that everyone was so locked in. Doesn't matter what, bro. Everyone was locked in, and I love that. It's
Yeah.
passion.
I think just football in general is crazy. Like fandom wherever you go in non-US countries or any country that's not the US, like people are so invested. And I think that that probably just makes it more exciting as a fan or being a fan because you almost want to like up your level of fandom to keep up with it.
Yeah,
Like you can't be a casual Arsenal fan. Like you
no,
can't tell me like you literally can't like you can't be a casual soccer fan
no.
because it just doesn't work that way. Like you have to be tapped in, you have to be locked in. Doesn't even matter if you're not like going to the game. If you're watching the game, you got to know like where everyone's at, who's on the pitch, and like like you
100%.
for some reason like I'm trying to see if I can explain it a way that like makes sense in my mind even, but like bro, it's just different. Like it's really it's a different level of fandom and it makes you just focus more on overall like I don't know, just being passionate about something. And I don't know, it's a dope feeling, man. Dope feeling. And I think, yeah, I mean, it's easier to be a casual NBA fan, easier to be a casual baseball fan, football fan. Like, I would call myself a casual football fan. Like,
Yeah,
I'm invested in the 49ers, but like, I can't name like O-line players. I really have no fucking idea. Like, I only
same,
know fantasy stuff. Like, that's the main thing I know. So I call myself a casual, like
same,
football fan.
same.
Like soccer, like I guess football, but like soccer, I just don't think you can be casual in that. Like you just, yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Um, no,
But yeah,
I'm
man.
excited. Excited for the next upcoming Premier League season. Excited that we've spent this money and that we're showing all this drive. It's a dope time to be an Arsenal fan. It really
Like we
is.
outbid Man City, bro.
That's it's different, man. That's something you would not ever see from us before. We would have backed off and I don't know, let them call them daddy and shit. I don't know, like On some real shit.
It sucks that we're gonna lose Balogun, but we signed Eddie to a long-term contract.
Yeah.
Arteta doesn't play a two-striker build, so it's fine. Get a good price for him while his name is the hottest and the most popular right now.
Mhm. Also, what I like too is, we could lose Balogun, but like, if we end on good terms, there's no saying that he doesn't come back one day.
Yeah.
Thing with Serge Gnabry. We're always linked to Serge Gnabry because like he still likes Arsenal, like he still likes the club, and like they treated him well and all this. Like, I don't know. I'm sad about the Balogun thing, and especially since he's like a U.S. national now, like that's would be fucking so sick to see him out there in an Arsenal uniform. But it makes sense, like he's not part of the timeline that we're working with right now. Like it's
Just
just like
doesn't fit.
we
It
have
doesn't fit.
better elite players in that spot. You could probably argue that maybe he should have that spot over Nketiah, but Nketiah has
Agreed.
proven that he can score in the Premier League. Like
Exactly.
Balogun
Balogun
hasn't,
hasn't.
so
Yeah.
it's just
And
different. Like,
it's kind of hard. We kind of owed Eddie that.
yeah, facts.
Like we kind of owed Eddie that contract because he did step up a little bit, and blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Um,
So like, listen, man, I get it.
Cash in on Balogun, man. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Cashing on Balogun, a lot of Arsenal fans are still not in the know about what we're doing with Partey, because we can get 40 million for him. People were talking about Tierney. We could get 30 million for Tierney.
Mhm.
So we could make a lot of money back in this window. I know we're going to spend 100, 165. Timber's about 45. We're going to spend about
200 range.
240, 200,
Yeah.
245 million, 250 million. Because Kai was 65, Declan Rice was 105, and then Timber was 745. So like 210, 215.
And then if we get Lavia, I don't know how much that is either.
I don't know about Lavia. Yeah, exactly. And then if we get rid of Partey and Tierney, that's 70 million combined. So you save some there. And then you're
We
already,
have 30 million for Tierney. Is it Newcastle?
I think so.
Oh, I wouldn't pay 30 million for Tierney. I like Tierney, but damn.
So a lot of people also don't think that Zinni can play 2 games a week for like 40 straight weeks. So we're gonna need a good backup behind Zinni. He's not
Yeah.
the fittest, but I mean he's pretty injury prone here and there. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he gets injured every year. He's on his
yeah, exactly. It's
yeah.
kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I really respect that Jorginho stayed. I feel like he could have gone to some high end Italian
Yeah.
club like Juventus or Serie A or whatever,
Yeah.
or like AC Milan.
I hated that people were trying to put the he's another one of those Chelsea agents, not Arsenal fans. It was actually mostly Chelsea fans. I feel like what I saw on Twitter, like people were like, "Oh, good job, Jorginho. You came in and like didn't help them win the Premier League and shit." But if you watch the games and we watched the games, Jorginho was fucking great. Like
Jorginho
he was
played.
great, bro.
I think everyone.
He literally took Partey's spot
Yeah,
basically in the sense that we felt more comfortable having him in there than Partey at times.
100%, dude. And
Which
it
is
was
crazy
like,
because Partey was having an insane year
if you
up to
talk
that
to
point.
anyone or listen to anyone, AFTV, Arsenal podcast, anywhere, everyone will tell you the same thing, that Jorginho impressed them.
He was fucking really good. And
He was really good. He comes with experience. He's
such a
older.
random January transfer, but
Yeah,
fuck, man, it was nice.
100%, dude. And it was like knowing that we have someone that can come in the middle of any game, not just like a Nottingham Forest game. If we need him to sub in the middle of a game against Chelsea or Man United, Jorginho has experience. He's able to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. It's exciting. It's a very exciting window. And up the Gunners. It's going to be a very exciting year. We're super excited. Me and Nikki will probably be talking about it a lot on this pod, and maybe another pod. Who knows? We kind of want to start our own Arsenal one, but yeah.
I want to do something where we are getting guests on. I
Yeah.
think that would really up the I don't know, just people. We should give the platform to people who want to talk sports and talk anything at that matter. Shit. I know you got Brett and you got homies who are trying to be on it. My friend Yaz, who I told you about, like she really wants to come on and talk, and
Yeah.
she knows her shit, man. Like I would love to come talk Arsenal, have her come talk Arsenal with us. And then on the basketball side, like I would love to have Ryan's dad on the pod. He's like day one, man. He's rocking with us. Shit, I don't know, like that would be sick.
Yeah.
I really think we need to this. I don't know how many episodes are we in? 7? Like this next wave of episodes, man, we got to start doing guests. I think it's just dope. I think it'll be a dope thing. And
I
I would
agree.
like that as for us as well to just get down our whole like interview process and shit. I've never fucking like asked people questions like that. I feel like that's really fun. I don't know.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And I think that's the plan. So we're gonna try to execute that, get some fun people on here.
Yeah.
Or on another pod, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. Arsenal. Exciting year. A lot of stuff happening. We'll let you guys go, but we'll be seeing you soon in episode 8.
Yeah.
So we'll
Good
be
shit.
seeing you.
Good pod.
We'll be seeing you.
Good talk.